trying to use it for free. And then also if the fields are closed for maintenance, we are there to move those groups off. Can that person be at every field every day at all times? Absolutely not. So we also, if it is a group we do know, we'll give them a warning that we just won't rent to them again. And I think in many ways that's actually more than a $500 deposit. If you lose the right to rent fields from us, that's going to hurt you. That's going to hurt your organization probably worse than any monetary thing, because now you're having to go elsewhere. Your participants are angry at you. So that is our first sort of measure we can take is taking, keeping a deposit. And second is just saying, hey, we're not going to rent you anymore for breaking our, not following our regulations.
Okay, perfect. And to be clear, it wasn't the organization. They're really good at doing it because I was a coach, but it would be parent coaches who were like, no, we didn't get that.
And the flip side is, the fields are closed, fields closed. If you're just a resident, the fields are open. If it's not rented by a paid group, any father, son, daughter can go out there and hit balls with them. And again, they're not going to know. You'd hope in their signs posted, like, if the grass is wet, if it's puddling, stay off. So they're not necessarily going to know the fields are closed for the season. So you're always, and then what's a dad and his daughter going and hitting balls, and then what's a dad, his daughter, and half the neighborhood hitting balls. So there's that fine line as well.
Sure. Councilmember Henderson.
I'm good with staff's recommendation of option 2.
Councilmember Fuller.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not ready to raise it 50% for everybody. I do agree that club teams, I have really a lot of love. I don't have a lot of love for the club teams. They're highly discriminatory. They're cliquish. They're just like you said, come on over for a club, afterwards, and we'll have a barbecue and go down to San Diego and play another club team, and they are putting out a lot of money. I don't mind charging them more than $11 an hour. If they're going to play club, we know right away that it isn't open to the public.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I will say we do rent to, like, East County Little League is probably our number one renter, and they are what I would call recreational organization. They're mostly in Oakley. Their games are all in Oakley, but we do have, 15 other, like, what you call travel ball, East County diehards. I lose track of all of them. And so there are, it runs the gambit.
I wasn't quite finished yet.
I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
They, so if you come up with something for the club team, and charge them more, but I go by the ball fields regularly, and I go around. They're well used. They're what I would call diversity, equity, and inclusion. They are operative. They seem to be functioning well, and I don't want to penalize them. And clubs do. We know what clubs do. They go down to the little AYSO and scarf up all the players that look like they fit into their clique and can play, and bring them on over with their money. And for that, they're doing a disservice for everybody else. So I'm right now, until you can come up with a fee that's charging appropriate for privileged teams, I guess is a better one, and for the everybody in the community, I'm not ready to raise those fees. So I'd stay option 1 until that's resolved.
Councilmember Meadows.
The club teams play a purpose. There's a lot of kids that play, including my daughter when she was in soccer. I'm okay with staff recommendation.
Yeah, as somebody who runs a nonprofit that fundraises for sports, those club parents are not necessarily privileged. They just want to give their kids whatever they can and often work their tails off to do that. So I'm not ready to say that. However, all of that being said, the prices are fair, commiserate with what we have going on in neighboring, and I don't think this is going to detract anything. And unfortunately, in all of our cities, sports fields are always going to be the things that people need. So I think we need to recover our costs. So I'm great with staff recommendation.
Me. All right. So say I don't like club teams, let's charge them more. I think that's just not right. So I am with the staff recommendation as well. I think that these ball fields are used, whether it be by a club team, a local team, it's somebody just, wanting to try it out for the first time. We have user groups for locals and all that. So I think that we have beautiful facilities, and I'm ready to, make sure that we have the money to upkeep them, and the fees are still very reasonable.
Do we have staff consensus? Okay. All right. Next, moving on to summer camps.